Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel tonight is Big Ulster and the one and only Bridge. Evening, gents.
Evening, Ox. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Your good self?
Doing very well, thank you, mate.
Can I just say a huge good evening to you guys in the panel, and another big good evening to all the boys in the lobby, and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Just before we start talking about the football, what's up with that Fox, Bridges?
He's radio rental, man. He's going radio rental now. Is there another woman in his life at the moment?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Is it a lack of?
The latter, I would imagine. The latter.
Well, he needs to take a leaf out of Loyal's book.
We've not seen him for a while. We've not seen him for a while.
But that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Because his whole life's been taken up with is the latest one. So I think.
You never turn your back on your mates, Ulster, eh?
Never.
You know, but you know, Ibrox.
Until your daughter starts shouting at you, Ulster.
Well, that's different.
Ibrox will pop up like a bad penny. He will pop up eventually. You know what he's like. He'll be back. Well, 2 more sleeps, Bridge.
2 more sleeps. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. I was just reminding the wife today about football on Saturday, and she thought, that's unusual. Before it was like, Saturday was like, why he's playing this? Can I know? We can't arrange nothing, you know, that kind of. Then it's moved to Sunday, but Saturday's quite strange. It's going to be quite strange for us as well, truth be told, but I'm delighted and I can't wait. I just can't wait.
Yourself, Big Ulster, are you counting the sleeps to next weekend, mate?
Next weekend? No, but there's a lot to go on before that, mate. There's a big game on Saturday. Then we have a European match as well before the St. Johnson match. But yeah, this is an important game, mate. This is where we have to win, you know. We really, really have to start winning games at home, especially we want to see a fortress at Ibrox. And I can't wait for the match, mate. Cannot wait. I think everybody will be much better from even when we started the season. I think this wee break, I know not every player's had a break, but the ones that have had a break and working with the management team and the coaching staff, mate, we got a wee bond together over those couple of weeks. So I'm expecting us to come out all guns blazing against Dundee on Saturday.
Oh, you're right, mate. But for me, Bridge, bizarrely, the European ties used to be special, and it will be special on the Bears. And the thousands are making the trip out to Spain. But these 2 home games, mate, it's about putting a marker down and then getting in a row and gaining a momentum for the season, mate.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I have to say that virtually any game now, from an Ibrox perspective, we have to start believing in ourselves as a club and a team and build that foundation that when we're playing at Ibrox, it becomes an impenetrable fortress for us, and we will rise to every occasion and do what we can. Simple as that. That's what we need to do, and we will come out winning. I think, was it yourself that said last night something like we need to win the next 5 games or something like that, and that'll put us on the right road. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Desperate. Come on, Rangers.
You're here, mate. You're here. I mean, I think it's really important we go on a run, Ulster. I think it was Jimmy that actually said it last night that draws on the good enough. This needs to be 3 points up, Big Ulster.
Yes, this is it, mate. We're going to have to get the job done. It's as simple as that, no matter how it happens. Now, I know we've been unfortunate with Motherwell. Well, maybe we weren't. We maybe deserved that, to be honest, because in the second half we probably weren't good enough to claim victory there. Maybe a wee bit more unfortunate against Aberdeen because we had to play the game for so long, a man down. But that has to stop now. No excuses. We have to start getting points on the board if we really want to be serious about putting any kind of a challenge in against Celtic this season. And I think we can. I think we can do it. I don't think that team across the city is good enough to go this whole season, you know what I mean, without losing more games or dropping more points. So this is where we have to try and win the points, keep breathing down their necks. And when it comes to the next Old Firm game, then there'll be a lot of pressure because I think we'll be a much better side come the next Old Firm game. But it's all right saying that, actually. You have to win your games and we have to get 3 points starting on Saturday against Dundee.
I couldn't agree more, mate. And Bridgman, I know we've talked about this a lot, and it sounds as if it's a cliche, but it's the biggest game of the season. It's Saturday.
You hear me saying it constantly. Every single game that we are going to play this season, because Mr. Gerrard's there, and we have to prove that Mr. Gerrard's done the right thing, and he's brought us along. He's bringing the fans along with him. He's picking good teams, and we've got to show him that we appreciate that he's the right man. He's got to show us he is the right man, and the whole mix will be right great for us. So that's what I need to see. It's every game we have to treat it as a huge game. We can't sit back in our laurels. We need to go and say this is a huge game. Every single game, every week, massive game for the Rangers. Out there, Rangers, and do the biz.
Talking about Saturday's game, Ulster, I think there's a wee announcement what's happening on Facebook with the tickets, sir.
Yes, thanks to Skipper, one of our loyal listeners. He's
they don't come any more loyal than Skipper, mate.
Skill, yeah, right, mate. Skipper's what he's actually done for the show is he's donated one ticket and is selling another ticket alongside that. So one ticket will be free, the other will be obviously the face value of £24, and the two tickets are situated beside each other. So we've done obviously we're doing a wee random draw later and put up wee competition. So we've 92 people in the competition. So we've numbered them all 1 to 92, and after the tunes at 10 o'clock, Old School's going to do a wee live draw on the Facebook video for us, and obviously once we do the random generated draw and one of the numbers come out, whoever matches that number will have won the 2 tickets, and then we'll get in contact with them and tell them how they can get the tickets for Saturday.
There you go. Rangers Radio strike again, Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. And you know, I have to take my hat off to Skip. That's a fantastic thing he's doing. Absolutely brilliant.
Cumbrian Bear said it was a block of 3, and for the seat next to Skipper, you couldn't get away. That was Cumbrian's words, but he was able to, because it was next to Skipper. But I'm sure Cumbrian was only kept pulling Skipper's leg.
You think so?
Aye, great gesture.
I wouldn't have put it past that Cumbrian, I must admit. I wouldn't put it past him to say nasty things about Skipper. I wouldn't put it past him.
In jest, of course.
In jest, of course.
Do you think he means it?
Well, you know, it could be, shall we say, rascally. Let's call it rascally.
Yeah, there's still no.
They're brilliant.
They're still no recovered for their fight with Jacqueline. They'll never be the same.
We all got caught up in the fallout of that, didn't we? My goodness gracious. Have we heard from that woman since? Nothing?
No, I don't think so, mate. No. I think the 2 boys were heartbreaking. That was enough for me, mate. Nobody wants anything to do with it anywhere.
Well.
Anyway, enough about Skipper and Cumbrian's love life, Ulster.
Perfect.
Well done to Skipper anyway. So big thanks to him.
Gesture,
big
Skipper.
Thanks to him, yeah.
Hats off, Skipper. See you soon, mate. So we're moving on, and obviously we've not had any intimations where the team will be. The press conference is about tomorrow. But some positive news. I know the international break. I'm not a fan. I don't believe Bridge is a fan. What about you, Ulster?
Yes. The only reason I'm a fan of it is because Northern Ireland's doing so well, you know, and I have a team to watch. I know it's different for you guys because there's no real loyalties to any team. But I am missing that. You know, the Northern Ireland games are over now, so now I'm missing to get the Rangers back again. You know, but I still think it's going to be good for us. I still think you can look at the positive.
It came at a great time for us, mate. I've
perfect. Yes, it did. It came at the perfect time, yeah, because then there's no pressure. You have, you know, say a few days later, another game that you have, you know, at least we could take a break. The squad and the management staff can all look at what we've done right since they've been there as a squad and what we things maybe could do better and work on it in the training field, mate. And that's why we're hoping on Saturday. Any few wrinkles that we have, we can iron them out. Hopefully come Saturday against Dundee, start getting on the winning track again.
I get where you're coming from, but obviously we've had a lot of players away in international duty. Bridge, many realise because you have the younger boys away. The boy Middleton done very well, and Ross McCrory done well while he was away. So we're getting represented all levels, which is testament to what's happening at the Hummel Training Centre.
Yeah, Hummel, yeah. Yeah, agreed. And yes, every one of them, congratulations to all of them that managed to get into international duty. And I hope they all did very well for their respective countries. I have to give, shall we say, a big congratulations to the youngsters, particularly Boy Middleton. I think he's a smashing wee player, and he's going to be a star for us, and that's for sure. And of course, Ross McCrory I think he was captain for one of the games, so well done to him. But I'm not going to say too much about the Scotland setup because I just don't think it's right for us. The other rest of them was excellent, and as Big Ulster says,
I think it'd only be fair to hear for young Ross, and we'll see what he's got to say now that he's back at the club and looking forward to getting into the first team. So if you don't mind going on mute, let's hear for young Ross McCrory.
Ross, first of all, looking back on the international break, 3-0 win over Andorra, the 2-1 win away to Holland, how good an experience was that for you as the captain of the Scotland national team?
It was great for me. It was a privilege and an honour just to be named the captain of 21s. That's because that's me being the captain of all the age groups I've been involved in for Scotland, and that tops it off, to be honest, and I was extremely happy with it, and obviously the results to go with it. The boys dug in deep, especially in the second game, and that was what we were looking for, the two victories, and it keeps us right in amongst it.
Talk us through both games. First of all, Andorra, I guess playing against teams like that can be hard. They're stuffy, hard to break down, but in Fraser Hornby, Scotland seemed to have discovered a real goal scorer.
Aye, Fraser's been great, to be honest. He scored all 5 goals for us. And but Andorra, they kind of had the full team behind the ball, and it was kind of hard to break them down, but got there eventually, and we played well little combinations in and out the box, and used the width of the pitch quite a lot, as we were told to do, and yeah, it worked well for us.
Then going across to Holland and beating them, and we know that Holland's youth age groups are really starting to come back again and come back up to the top. How impressive, I guess, a result was that, and the performance from the boys must have been tremendous.
Aye, the boys were a different class, to be honest. Holland are a great team, and but that's us beat them twice now. We beat them last year in Paisley, that was the same competition, and then we've just beat them again, so it just shows you the talent we've got in our own team as well.
It's going to take a few results going your way, but there's still a chance to the playoffs, and I guess that's better than anyone could have expected, maybe, I guess, because there was the disappointment in Andorra last year.
Oh, definitely, because we've got big games coming up against Ukraine and England, and we maybe need to see a few favours from other teams, but if we can go and get 2 victories, then I'm sure we'll be pretty safe. What
would that mean to you to lead the team out against England as captain?
That'd be amazing. I'd be right up there with one of the top moments.
And you've got Ukraine as well, and I guess a chance for revenge, because it was a disappointing night when they came to Scotland last year.
Yeah, when they came to Scotland, it wasn't great for our team. We didn't perform well, so we were looking to put things right and come out with a victory again.
And I guess is it good for you at the moment, the fact there's like a clear pathway between 19s, 21s, and then Scotland, full international team as well?
Oh, definitely, because you see the last year's 21s team, at the start of the campaign, you had players like Ollie McBurney, John Suter. You see, just recently he's been breaking in, so there's always a pathway for the boys, and even if they'll be halfway through the 21s campaign, or even when you finish the 21s campaign, you're always the Scotland manager's always watching you.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Obviously, young Ross is pretty pleased, and I think it'll be good for him. Maybe be a wee bit low in a Rangers point, but it's just to pick him up, give him a bit of confidence.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys can hear in his voice; he's really upbeat about the whole thing now. I'm really pleased, absolutely delighted for him. I hope it continues for him, seriously, because I do believe his last game when he played for us and he got sent off, he was actually running the game in the midfield. I thought he was having a great performance by him. Everything went through him, and he was very happy, picking all the balls up. And then he did what we saw him doing, which is a bit unforgivable. But what can you say? He's done it. Can I just say while I'm on, I got word from Skip to asking to give CB a big shout, because he's put a big donation in for the tickets and so on and so forth. So well done, CB. I'll not say any more slagging. No more slagging, CB. Cumbrian Bear, top man.
Never. Couple of gentlemen, Skipper and Cumbrian Bear. Anyway, we'll be joined by Fox, but before that, what's the number if people want to join us, Ulster?
It's 01413561972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online where we're brought into the call and you talk about, what can you talk about, Bridge?
You can talk about all things Rangers, and if you want to talk personal, speak to Fox.
He's the man. He's the man. How we doing, Fox?
Good evening, lads.
How we doing, mate?
Aye, fine.
Looking forward to the match Saturday, mate?
Absolutely. Can't wait. Meeting up with a couple of our pals and off to the game we go, mate.
Is that your wee pal Joe?
No, I've not got a pal, Joe.
Are you going to the bistro? Are you going to the bistro early?
I will end up there, may pop into a couple of pubs on the way up. So
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'll be there and I'll see you there about 2:15, mate.
Okay, bud. No
Didn't
problem.
take long. Spoke to him on Sunday. He was never drinking again, Bridge.
Is that right?
Aye, finished with it.
I don't. What's his hair looking like?
Never mind
Tremendous.
my hair going with this show.
Tremendous. Tremendous. You'd a wee trivial question for us. A couple of callers waiting in the wings, but you'd a wee trivial question for us, Fox, earlier on.
Aye, that's just could you name 9 players who are not Scottish to score over 50 goals for Rangers?
Ooh, nine players, right? Get it. Abacus.
Get your callers in there. Let you know how you got on. Without cheating now. No cheating.
All right, we'll get some callers in, and then you can have a go. And if you get wrong, you get put out. Is that fair? Well, first of all, we've been joined by JFK. How we doing, JFK?
Good evening, guys. How are you tonight?
How we doing, my man?
I'm fantastic, mate. Feeling a lot better tonight. And how's all my blue nose friends out there? Hope you're all keeping well tonight.
Yep.
But listen to what you were saying, guys. Can't wait to Saturday. You know, it's as if this 2 weeks has been like 2 years. I hate the international breaks. So it is. Oh, it's just for me.
I'm not a fan.
A waste of
myself, you know.
Nah,
I'm not a fan.
Hang me to young McCrory and that. I mean, he wants to play for his country, that's fine, not got a problem with that, but for me, it's just because it's Scotland, but hey-ho. But aye, let's get back to the Rangers. Can't wait Saturday, and listen to these guys at the start there, that this is our biggest game of the season so far, no matter what anybody says. It's a must-win. No, this one, the next 4 or 5 after that, maybe 6 or 7, put in a good run. I said to you the other night there, we need to make Ibrox a fortress again. None of these daft draws that we were getting Ibrox last season. It's win for us all the way. I think it was Ulster said. I think they're not as good as everybody's trying to make them out to be. I think that was proved last year. We threw it away with and I keep saying the 27 points we dropped last season, and it won't happen again this season. And I'm damn sure of that. It won't happen. I'm really looking forward to Saturday. I'm hoping to maybe meet up with you guys at your usual place on Saturday. Me and my big boy Graham. Depending on his work situation, I'm going to try to make a point of meeting you where you all congregate on Saturday. But nice to meet you face to face. I hope you're as handsome. I hope you're as handsome as you say, Bridge.
Bridge just get a face that is fully experienced, mate.
A radio face.
No, fully experienced and love. Anyway, we've been joined by Cushy Number. Evening, Cushy.
Evening, guys. How are we?
Not bad, your good self.
I'm very well, thanks. Very well.
Yeah. Looking forward to Saturday, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, everybody comes back nice and rested and fit and raving to go. And we get some of the players that have been injured over the last week, a little while back, and firing on all cylinders, and we can kick on and really put on a good performance and get a good result on Saturday. I'm sure we will. I think I think as some of the other calls I've touched on, I think the international break came at a very, very good time for us, regardless of whether we support the national team or not. It was an ideal time for us, and I think looking at some of the pictures I've seen in some of the boys that started back in training in terms of Rossiter and Dorvins and those type of people, were squad just just looks as if it's getting gradually that little bit stronger over the piece, and I think that will stand us in good stead, not just in Saturday, but in the run up to Christmas.
And competition for praise is going to help the manager, and it pushes the whole team on, hopefully, because you
want to give the guy, Gerrard, you always hear managers saying, it's a decision I've got to make, but it's a good type of decision. So the more players he's got to play from, the merrier. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything worse than us looking at the full squad that he's got, and then trying to maybe put people into positions that he's maybe not comfortable putting them in, or it's maybe not their best or preferred position. So the more people he's got, at least one in every position, and then backups to that, so that he can move it about, or if we get other people injured, which I'm sure we will. If we've got other people injured, he can put people in. So yeah, all to the good. I just hope, as I said, some of these players that have been out quite long term, come back and can really kick on.
All right, I don't know if you heard Fox's trivia question, lads.
I did hear it. I'm absolutely useless at those type of questions, so I'm going to give it a bye.
No, we'll make it easy for you, right? There was 9, according to Fox. There was 9. If you get it wrong, you're out. Bridgeman, are you typing?
No, I'm not, pal.
Right, okay. So we'll make it easy for you, because you can go first. You've got the whole Rangers history, non-Scottish. If I say he played with McCoy, give you a hint there, make it easy for you.
Sorry, what was the question again?
9 non-Scotsmen to score over 50.
8, sorry. I counted 1 twice.
Foxy boy.
8 non-Scotsmen. 8 non-Scotsmen who scored over 50 goals for Rangers.
50 goals
who weren't born in Scotland. He didn't necessarily say they didn't play for Scotland's national team, so it might be a trick, but 8 of them. So you're first. I gave you a big clue.
Right, I'll go with Haley.
Oh, well done, mate. That was a cracker. Didn't you think that?
I don't know. I googled it.
Because you've still gone. JFK.
Many goals do you think Haley scored?
I'll go for 119.
No.
No. Closer to 90. Closer to 90, I think.
Well, according to the official site, it's 115. Anyway,
wow.
You got one, right?
Wow. Well done. Right, well done.
Who are you going for, Jimmy?
I'm going to go for Michael Moles.
Michael Moles, is that a yes or a no, Fox?
I'm afraid that is a no.
Jimmy's out. Ooh. Jimmy's out. Ulster?
I'm going to go for a fellow Ulster man, Billy Simpson.
You'd never go at that if I'd told you before the show. Right, Bridgeman?
Wait a minute, what was the score with Billy Simpson? Is it right?
Yes,
of course
correct.
He's right.
All right, okay. I just thought that.
He scored hundreds.
163 goals.
Okay. I'm going for Alberts.
Aye, you're correct with Alberts, I think. Aye, yeah. Many goals do you think he scored?
60, 50, 60, something like that.
I'm going to go for 95 or something like that.
Woo!
64.
82, you're not getting the bingo number.
Brilliant. Fox is the nearest there. Fox is the nearest.
Over 50, you've got to somebody that was there for a few seasons. Nacho Novo, Fox.
Nacho Novo is correct. 71 goals.
Right. Cushy, pressure's on you now, mate.
Peter Lovenkrands.
Peter Lovenkrands just got in there with 54 goals.
Oh, what a cracker. Big Ulster.
Oh, shit. Right. Wallace. I'll go for another Englishman, Wallace.
Rod Wallace. Oh, good one.
Very good, mate. 56 goals.
Ho, brilliant.
Right.
Bridgeman.
Johnny Hubbard.
Johnny Hubbard's correct. Many goals, Bridge?
That's just a wild guess. 70, 75, something like that. 70, 75.
No, he scored over 100, mate. 106.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm miles out in there.
So one to get, guys.
Non-Scotsman. I'll take a punt at Don Kitchenbrand.
You're out.
Oh. Cushy.
I can hear Google noises in the background, by the way.
Tick, tick, tick,
Oh, sorry, I was mute there. Sorry, I apologise.
Mute. They call that Google.
Not at all. Ronald De Boer. I said 3 times actually. Nobody was answering me.
Well, I'm afraid you've passed as well. You're now on the deck.
Big Ulster.
Flip, I was going to say De Boer. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm probably wrong, but I'll go for Negri.
Wrong.
You're
out. I'm going to take a punt and go for Origin Person.
Wrong. You're out.
Right. Okay.
Last man, I'm going in. Fox, one to get. Give us it.
Shot Avaladze.
Oh my God! How did we not remember that one?
Oh, Shota. Yeah.
Well, that's not bad, guys. We got 8. You know, that's pretty good, actually.
You still failed. Failed every one of you.
Failed miserably. Failed miserably. Jimmy, hang your head in shame. John Rogers would be so disappointed in you. Oops, that's another story.
I'd go at it, didn't I?
You'd go. It's not the winning, it's the taking part, mate, isn't it, as your missus says. We've been joined by a couple of callers. We've been joined by George Logan and a new caller. How we doing, caller?
Evening all.
Oh, there he is. The one and only Ibrox Loyal.
All right.
Is that a new caller? Did you say that's a new caller?
New caller, mate. New caller.
Sounds familiar.
Last time, so be gentle. Be gentle.
Sounds familiar.
How we doing, George? Evening, George.
How you doing, boys? I was phoning up at Again, it's easy to say it now, but look in the lobby, I was genuinely phoning up to say shot of our lads, because it was a question a while ago. I didn't actually realise he scored. But he scored 57 or something, Fox, was it? For Rangers.
57, aye.
I honestly, and I knew that it was a question that came up a while ago, and I always remember. I didn't actually think he had scored that many goals. I knew he'd played with us for a few years, but I didn't think he had scored that many goals. When you were saying there, I knew he was one of them. I actually thought Flo had scored their 50 goals, but I didn't think he did. I think he was obviously close to I think about 35-40 mark.
2 seasons, really, wasn't it?
A lot of folks thought he never scored a lot of goals for us. For £12 million, it wasn't great.
Sorry, George, carry on, mate. Carry on.
Well, for £12 million, he never scored a great amount of goals, but over the course of, I think it was 2.5 seasons, he actually done no bad for us. I think it was 40 goals or something like that, which is no bad. But Shota was the one I was going to. I put it in the lobby with you there. Shota over lads would have been the one for me. But I'll name it twice because you only named 8, so you said Shota, so I'll say him, and that would be the 9 that Fox is looking for to start with anyway.
Well done, mate. I say, what I will say is Avaladze was a very natural finisher. You know,
was he the top goal scorer at Ajax before he came to us?
He's been about the bottom, been successful elsewhere, mate.
I'm sure when he came to Ajax, before he came to us, he was at Ajax. So remember the first season he couldn't play in Europe for us, and I think it was the rumour was we paid $3 million for him. I think in the end up it was about $7.5 million we paid for him for Ajax. I think it was a big fee we paid for him. I think it was kept under wraps, but I'm sure Avaladze was a great player for us, Ox. Great player for us.
Aye, mate. Aye, good to hear from you, mate. And Nelson, your mind, Rangers wise, mate?
No, just looking forward to the football coming. I'm not going to the game on Saturday, but just looking forward to getting back to real football, proper football that we all enjoy and we all want to talk about.
Yeah. How we doing, Ibrox Loyal?
I'm doing well, mate. Doing well. Good to be back on amongst fellow Bears.
Yeah, always good to hear your dulcet tones in it, Big Ulster.
Oh, of course, we've all missed him.
Does he sound a wee bit different to you, Ulster?
He does. Something different about him tonight.
Do you know any wedding songs, Loyal? Do you know any wedding songs?
Wedding songs? I don't know any, mate. I might have to learn a few, but...
do you know any, Bridge? Bridge, do you know any?
Don't dare.
I don't think we're allowed to sing that one, are you?
Aye, have a go, mate. Have a go. How's it go, Bridge?
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing that. No, that's it. It would be the boy would be upset, and his missus would be upset. One of the two.
Well, all I've got to say, formally, is from Rangers Radio. Congratulations to Ibrox Loyal, who's been engaged.
Cheers, mate.
Well done.
When did it happen, Loyal?
Friday night, mate. Friday night.
Did you get one of Fox's all ring? He's got a drawer full.
Aye, well, I should have bumped into him, mate. And there you go, man. No, mate. So
you're really cruel and Foxy, you upset.
Congratulations, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers,
and the stag do's back on.
Well, that's it, mate. There's a few places been mentioned. I think Ulster mentioned he's fellow Belfast. I think Newcastle's been rumoured. So,
God, how many places are you going to have a stag do? How many stag do's?
No. Just names put out there, mate, so people can vote on which one they want, whether it's Belfast or Newcastle or.
What about
Vienna?
I don't know, mate. I don't know about that, mate. I says keep it within UK, but knowing my geography, mate, it could happen Vienna. So.
What about Baku?
Baku, mate. Definitely could be Baku, mate. Could be.
I think somebody says the backyard and he couldn't spell it.
Well, that's geography. That's my geography for you.
Wait, so what does her parents think then? Are they happy?
They're all happy, mate. They're all happy.
Even after meeting you.
They're away to Baku.
Well, they're away to Baku, mate. They're away to Baku. I don't know if they're away there.
Away to Baku.
Anyway. Congratulations, Ibrox.
Yeah,
I don't see how you should suffer while the rest of us are. Jimmy, have you got any words of wisdom for the young man?
Don't dare.
Don't say that. Don't say that. She's listening. I can't say that.
What a way to get the confidence built up.
Where's the big wedding then?
Oh, give us a chance, mate. We'll just get engaged.
Have you not picked a place yet?
St. Pius, is it?
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, me, mate. Well, put it this way, mate. It'll be in a church of Scotland somewhere. That's all you need to know.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Well done. Anyway, what's been on your mind, Rangers-wise, Ibrox Loyal?
Just today, mate, young Matty Shields and young Stephen Kelly tied up in new deals, mate.
Really, they look delighted, didn't they, in the pictures? Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's fantastic, mate. It just shows you that how well some of the youngsters did on international duty, how well some of them have done coming into our first team as well. Especially young Glenn Middleton, mate. I'm absolutely over the moon for him. Set up the 3 goals. Looked delighted with that himself. So all looking good for our youth development in the last couple of years now, mate, and making want to continue. So.
Does anybody feel that the Hummel Training Centre now is beginning to bear fruit, Cushy?
Yeah, I think what we've heard come out in it from Craig Mulholland is always been really, really good. They've always had a vision for what they want to do. They've set themselves some targets and timelines, but they said things were only going to happen overnight for us. And I think we're starting to see that actually bearing fruit now. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. There's no way these boys were suddenly going to. We even could expect that these boys are going to all be world beaters at 19. We've got to try and be patient with these lads and hope that they are good enough that Steven Gerrard will pull them into the first team squad if he's still here when these boys make it, and that they go on and we start actually getting them into the first team. Because we don't want to keep buying players all the time. We want to keep developing our own, and then if they're that good, sell them on for a sum. But it seems to be working. I've been quite impressed with Craig Mulholland since he's come in. I think we are absolutely moving in the right direction in that regard. And but the proof of the pudding is these boys getting into the first team and staying there, not just making up the squad numbers, when we're struggling, but actually getting in and being mainstays of the team for years to come. Much much the way Hutton and Ferguson were. We need that back again, and hopefully some of these boys can go on and do that.
Yeah. George, the people maybe saying a few years ago we should maybe look to offload the centre and padlock it and maybe look to do something different, but slowly but surely, right people in charge, things are moving.
I had to go one or two ways, Ox. I mean, there's no point, and I don't know whether the running costs or whatever it was, it spoke about £1 million and things like that. I didn't see the point. A couple of years ago, me personally, I didn't see the point in us spending £1 million a year for to keep it going, paying wages, and for to have 5 guys come through who's got to play at Green at Morton for the rest of their days. I didn't see the point in that, Ox. There's guys coming through now. Your Middletons, and he's not came through, but he's there training. Your McCrorys and guys like this, and you're actually starting to see guys who actually think could probably come into Rangers first team. I didn't ever think it would happen, but I'm starting to believe now that we'll get a guy coming through to our first team now that will be a captain that comes through that. We've never had really a guy that came through that and says, and we can actually say this guy's got to be a captain, this guy's got to be probably a future Scotland captain in England. We're going to get that now, Austin. I can see it happening, and it's all down to the guys that are running the place, and they've got it in order for the last couple of maybe year and a half, 2 years now. It's actually starting to get day where it's actually supposed to have been done, Ox. I mean, it probably last maybe 6 or 7 years, 5 or 6 years ago, back the way, you think to yourself it was never ever going to happen. But when you look at it now, you can possibly say, I'm actually glad we've got it, and it's actually starting to work for us. Like
JFK.
Yeah, I agree with Cushy's saying. I mean, in the last 5-6 years, you just couldn't see the use of the Hummel. It wasn't producing anything, but as he said there himself, though, it has to take the right people to come in and get a good lift and sweep a lot of the rubbish away, and I think they've done that. And I'm not talking about the rubbish players, I'm talking about the people who were actually there trying to teach the boys the rights and wrongs of how to play for Glasgow Rangers. And I think we're going to see the fruits of that now, and I think we are seeing the fruits of it. For the reports I've been hearing that some of the boys at Hummel now there's a good future for us, and that's great to see. For the future, keep it going. If it's £1 million, £2 million, and it's going to produce the type of players that we know should be playing for the Rangers, then it's a great investment for the future.
What's success for you, Bridge? For the youth setup, what would you say was success?
I think we've discussed this before, and we had agreed then. I don't see any different now. You're looking for maybe 2 or 3 boys coming through in a sort of 5-year period, making it all the way through to the first team. That's really what you're looking for. If you get any more than that, you're doing really well. The training centre, Auchenhowie as it was called, Murray Park, whatever the name we had it up there, it really and truly, when we had hit our troubles, that suffered badly. It was virtually no investment in our club at all, and obviously training, in any walk of life, training is one of the first things that cut out for budgetary purposes. And we were bad enough with the first team. We were coming through the bottom lower leagues. We had some dogs playing for us, real bad players, poor players. And as we're going forward, we had no money, and that obviously it's taken 3 years out of the club, the training centre. If you look at it now, it tells you there's been money put in. The youngsters are thriving, and here we go. We're going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 over the next couple of years coming through. You've already got Ross McCrory in, and his brother. He's signed a long-term deal with the Rangers as well. So a good chance that we're going to have 2 of these boys over the next couple of years making it into the first team squad. It'd be fabulous, just fabulous. Young boy, Middleton. I know we brought him in from external, but he's been looked after by the youngsters as well, the youth setup. Really, really good. We've seen a couple on in playing for us. Some of them have done not too bad. A couple of them out on loan. I'm really hopeful, but that's the way I'd measure it. You get 2 or 3 through in a 5-year period, you've done really well.
What about yourself, Big Ulster?
Something similar, yeah. I think if you get about 2 every 2 seasons, that would be pretty good, because you can't afford to go out spending the big millions all the time. You need to work on your own. But I think if you look at the results the young teams having right through the ages, they're doing really, really well. It's just to see if they can make that step up. And if you look at the teams like, say, Ajax and Feyenoord and others in Holland, over in Holland, they have done pretty well by bringing in their youth. And okay, they're maybe not what they once were. They're not touching Champions League heights, and competing really in those sort of leagues. But that's really tough to do because you need to invest hundreds of millions to do that. But they're doing really well domestically, and they're a match for nearly any team to do come up in. Like say they have the cup and stuff, and it's took them a few years to do that, but it's working really well. And that's a model I think if we can sort of tap into that sort of model and do that for ourselves here in Scotland, it'll be really good for the club, and hopefully, eventually you sell these players on and make yourself a wee bit of money. I think that's the way to go forward.
What about you, Fox? You're a study of raw things at the club. Are you quietly becoming more confident that we could reap the rewards of doing the right thing in the lower age groups in the club?
I hope so, mate. There's nothing better when you're a Rangers supporter than seeing a young player coming through the youth system and into the first team. And we've not had a really top player since like Barry Ferguson for me. And that's a long, long time ago. It's about time we were producing for the amount of money that does go into the Hummel. And let's wait and see. Apparently, the new youth setup is very, very good at what it does. It's got great support now, great support financially as well with the Rangers Lotto and things like that as well. So it looks promising. We just have to wait and see what the results produce.
Brooks Loyal, it's great what's happening, but what's your impressions of what's happening at the first team at the moment?
Oh, I'm delighted, mate. It's coming together slowly but surely, mate. We've got a professional manager in there with professional backroom staff, which helps greatly. You can see the difference between last season and this season, mate. It's night and day, and that is all down to the professionalism that we brought into the club. A lot of thanks and praise as well has to go to Mark Allen. He was getting a bit of a stick a year or so back that we weren't getting it as right as we should have been, but he's got all the facts and figures right now. He's got the right management team mentality right as well. So everybody's got to take a great deal of praise from that, especially the players, because they're looking up to an actual gentleman who's been a fantastic player, world-renowned midfielder, and people want to listen to what he's got to say. They want to work for him. They want to train hard so they can get into his team week in, week out. So it's night and day, mate. Absolutely fantastic, and long may it continue in the coming months and years ahead. So,
all right, we've been sent a question for Connor Fleming, who's on the Facebook. And he would like to know everyone's thoughts on whether we should really have a go in Europe, which starts next Thursday, this time next week. In Europe, or is everyone happy to try and grind out results like the old Walter Smith way and try and progress the way I think our best defence is by attacking? I really trust us defensively now. So I think we will take it, keep it tight. It doesn't matter what personnel it puts out cushy. But I think there's a lot of people debating similar ideas whether what's important to is the League or Europe. So it's a conundrum we've got, and I'm sure the manager will have his own thoughts.
I think this might not be popular, but I think we're prior to this now that we've got into the group stages. Absolutely, the league now. I would actually rest players for European games to a certain extent if we can. I would bring in players that maybe is want to give games to in the group games. I think for us getting to the group stage is job done, and I would now absolutely concentrate in the league because I think the league is winnable for us, and I would just put the European campaign now on the back burner because as far as I'm concerned, job's done in that respect.
All right, I don't think you're alone in that thinking. JFK.
I agree to a certain extent there. What I don't want to see happen is I don't want to see us go out and get humped. Obviously the league is a priority for us all. That's what we want to win first and foremost. And we've all said here before, we never expected to be where we are in the group stages, never mind anything else. But I I agree with Cushy say to an extent, but what my fear would be is that although I'm confident the players that the manager would bring in that would be able to get a job done, but I don't want to see him go out against Villarreal and Rapid Vienna and Moscow and that and get humped there. You know, I think we've got to go and win and attack the home games and guarantee ourselves 9 points and see what happens after that. No, but for me, the league's a priority. I wouldn't be too bothered if we didn't qualify for the next round, but I don't want us to get beat 3 and 4 against these teams. I don't think that would do the morale of the squad any good, never mind just the team that's playing on the night, guys, you know?
Good points, mate. That's how I think. It doesn't matter what the personnel, they'll try and keep it tight, George, but I'm in the sort of cushy camp here. I think the league's a priority. Be great to Europe, but God, do we want that league title, George?
I can't agree with anybody says here, Ox, but my thinking that is I think you always play your strongest team no matter what. And if you play your strongest team, you're obviously going for it. I'm not saying let's go and attack Villarreal and attack the Russians. I'm saying let's go out and didn't disgrace yourself. Play your strongest team all the time. I'm more than delighted to get to this point, and I never ever want to be beat as a Rangers fan. But if we go to this point, this is as far as we've got. I still think it's a great achievement for us to get here. I just didn't like it when you come to the end of the season, Ox, and you're 10 points ahead, and you can't the league's winning. You take your mind off of that, and you're thinking about a cup final. I didn't like that. I think you just always go for your strongest team all the time and try and win every game. Before I'm delighted we go to this point, but now I think we go for it. I didn't mean go and attack teams. I just think we go for it as in play our strongest team every possible. And you game manage it as well, Ox. If you're coming up against them on the Sunday and you're playing in Russia or something like that, whatever it is, you obviously team manage it and you jig it about a wee bit. But I still think that you've still got to be clever about it and not go there and take a pumping and put young laddies in positions where you didn't think they're ready for it. I think you always play your strongest team, Ox. That's my opinion anyway. Strongest team all the time.
You're not a fan of the rotation system, George, then?
No, I'm not a fan of Ox, but see when it comes to my thinking behind that is see when it comes to the end of the seasons, Ox, we've been in that position before, especially when Walter Smith was a manager. You're 10, you're 15 points ahead, but you've got a Scottish Cup final to play, or however you've got to play in a semi-final Scottish Cup. When you take your mind off that, you can the league's already won, and you start to get drop points against teams you should never be dropping points against, and that's what I mean. You just your mind goes elsewhere. I just think if you're the manager and you say to these guys, we're going for every game here, we've got a big enough squad, there's guys like Dorrans coming back and other guys coming back, so we can play these games to our full ability and just go for it. And I'm not saying jig about every week. If a guy's fit, get him in the team. If he's not fit, give him a wee rest, but still play your strongest team all the time.
All right, Big Ulster.
I get where George's and Cushy's coming from. I think the problem you have though, if you're resting players for Europe, you know, there's people there who's obviously bought tickets and they'll crack up open it. You know what I mean? If you're going to go in, say, have a bit of a weaker team and take a few tankings, especially when they pay all the money, you know. But it's a catch-22, you know. If you get injuries and you've got big games in the league coming up on the Sunday after the game, and you really, really want to do well in the league, you want to try and win the league. So it's a tough one, but I think that's why he's built the squad with at least 2 players in every position. As I say,
can I just say, Ulster, you're saying 2 players for every position. I don't think we have. The reason I'm saying that we should rest some people is because I don't think we have 2 players for every position. I think we still have players in our team that are fundamental to how we play. And the 3 I'm thinking about specifically are Katic, Goldson, and Morelos. And if we lose them to long-term injury, we are going to struggle. And that's
a good point.
You know, yeah. I think we've got plenty of other people in other positions where midfield is chock-a-block with players, and I think we've got, you know, we could change around a number of different players and play people in a number of different positions, but there's still some players in some positions that are absolutely fundamental to us at the moment until some other guys come online. And I think it's those players. You know, I'm not talking about the whole team getting rearranged, but those players, we are going to have to think about what we're going to do with them when we've got 2 games in a week.
That's very true. What I think is, well, we'll wait and see. What I think might happen is the likes of when you've got Villarreal, here's going to be a tough game. I think you'll probably see Katic and Goldson playing that game, but I think you maybe see the likes of Macaulay and Worrell. Maybe that's a bit of a risk. it is a risk because you go out, you could lose or draw, and the manager's under massive pressure. But I have a feeling he'll probably try to rest the players more for the weaker league games, not your Aberdeen's, Hearts, Hibs and stuff, but maybe your St Johnstone's and Dundee's. But that's something we'll have to wait and see. But I get your point, mate.
Any thoughts, Fox?
My number one objective would be the league, mate. But I've said that we've already reached our target by getting to the group stages. I think that was one of the first targets set to Steven Gerrard. He's made it there. I would have normally I said rest players, but the more I think about it now, football players are what they are, mate. As long as they're honest with the manager and they want to go in every game, they should, mate. Like George say, play your best team, but if they're honest with the manager and if they are feeling fatigued, they must let them know where a fresh face could come in, because there's no use going out there and just hiding for most of a game just for the sake of playing. It's going to be a full squad effort as we go forward, and everybody's got to be honest with the manager, mate. Go
Good
for
point.
it as long as we can.
Good point, well made. That'd be interesting to see. Ulster, would that be a wee poll we could do on Facebook? The Connor's question. Connor, make sure I get the poor guy's name right. Connor Fleming. Yeah, I'll come to you in a second. Once if Ulster will do the poll, I always keep the best to the last, Bridge.
Keep the best to the last.
We're going to poll up at some stage. Maybe over tonight, and sure we'll have results for tomorrow on that.
Yeah, we just keep it simple. League of Europe or European progression or compete in the league. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it comes back. On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say, as a club, I don't think we don't have the choice of that. We have to go for everything. And Logan's right. When you think about it, the manager's got to manage. It's a squad game, and that's why he's got quite a big squad. And if he could add, he would have brought in more, maybe better quality, and so on and so forth. It's all about the squad. It's all about how he manages it, and hopefully the squad bring in the results that are required for every game. And what Ulster was saying, you pick your games when you can choose the lesser members of the squad to give them a run, because everybody has to have a run at some point or other. They've got to get games. Otherwise, everybody goes a bit rusty. And the ones that are playing all the time get a bit tired. So it's all about keeping the thing fresh and keeping it going. Very difficult, and I absolutely agree, 100% difficult in this league that we're in and our club, because everybody wants to beat us. It doesn't matter if we play our weakest team, they want to hammer us, and that's all there is to it. So we have to watch out for that, because we've got more hurdles to get over than most clubs have. And I believe sincerely there's not much the club can do. The club have got to face every game as it approaches, and only approach it when let the manager do all the planning. He's going to have to do it all, and wherever possible he'll make the changes. But the club need to think about winning every game.
All right. That's the Rangers way, Jushy. To go out there, and it doesn't matter who the opposition is, you endeavour to win the game.
Yeah, I think there's, no matter the team we put out, I think we should still endeavour to win the game. But it's a balancing act between keeping guys fit for the league campaign and just burning some players out and maybe risking the chance of injury in certain instances, and particularly in positions that we've not really got a fallback that we can trust at this stage. I know we've signed a couple of centre halves, that may come in and may do a job for us, but we've not seen them yet. We don't know what they're like, and we don't know how they can play. So looking at the boys that we know that are in there at the moment that we can trust, particularly in the centre back position, I just wouldn't like to see a long term injury to Katic or Goldson simply because we were playing Rapid Vienna away, for example. I think that would be nonsensical.
Well, I was doing a Bridge. Oh, first time this week, Big Ulster, you need to take him under your wing and tutor me.
I'm sorry, well, sort you with wages again. I'll drop you for a week. I'll have to speak to Breds about that.
All right, mate, thanks very much. I don't mind a bit of development.
How can you drop the wages of the shop steward?
Well, fair point.
No, be the first time, trust me. It's a great dilemma we've got, JFK, that we never really thought, if we're being honest, the end of June, start of July, we would be talking about it, if we're being honest.
Of course, I mean, all the guys in the panel on it, we're all in agreement to a certain degree that obviously we want to play the Rangers way and we want to win and that, and Cushy made a lot of great points here. I mean, 3 players there that we couldn't afford to lose because really we don't have anybody to replace them, and it's a double-sided coin here, isn't it? I mean, did we play the strongest team against Villarreal and go hoping to get a result? Did we drop certain players who we need for the following game on the Sunday? I'm caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. I don't want to see my team get wellied against these teams abroad, and then at the same time, I want to see my team perform and hopefully come back for Europe with a result, but as Brad says here, I mean, we never ever thought, and I've said this before, nobody's ever thought we'd get to the group stages of the Europa League. No, Stevie Gerrard's did what we all thought was impossible. Let's all be honest about it. His goat is there, and it's great to be there. As I said at the start of my conversation, if we don't qualify for the next stage, I think like Macy's here or everybody, I'll not be unhappy about it. We gave it our best shot, but we've still got the league. And like some of the guys on here, I still say the league's there for us for taking. I think we're a very, very capable team of winning this league this season. And I don't want Europe to hinder that. Let's perform in Europe. Let's not get disgraced in Europe. And let's see what happens. Let the managers decide what teams he's going to play for whatever game that comes up in Europe. Because we know we're strongest 11. We'll Macy's Day for the league games. And let's see what comes out the other end. But I'm confident that we'll perform more than a lot of people expect us to. And we'll see where that takes us, guys.
George?
I kind of disagree with you saying at all there. That's the reason I would love to go for the league, and that's what I want to do. But I never ever want to say, oh well, we're playing Villarreal this week, so just got to play a weekend team so we can go for the St Johnstone game next week. Oh, that's never been a Rangers way. In the last couple of years, we would have maybe done that just because they thought he'd been in Europe and things like that. But we're starting to get a manager, a board, and a team together that we can actually believe in. And actually, Ken, we actually are saying here, could we actually go and get a result on Thursday, Thursday, and then go and get a result against St Johnstone? That's the way we're thinking. We haven't been thinking that for the last wee while, Lock. So, in my honest opinion, just go for it. Just go for it. Go for every game. And I'm not saying, I've said this before, no go gung ho and try and get everything. I'm just saying, no go there and disgrace herself in these European games, because right, it's not the hardest teams in the world, Docs, if you know what I mean.
But they're fair sides.
It's a tricky. I mean, you look at other groups you could have had, Docs, and I looked at a couple of the Champions League groups as well, and they're no is that much a higher standard to it. These teams are buying players at 20 million and things like that. So, like Jimmy was saying, we're just glad to have got to this stage. And by the way, the league's still on for us. I never said much after that last game against them, but the league's still on for us. We surrendered in that last game, and that's a lesson. If you want to lose any game against them, it's the first one of the season away from Haymark. So definitely the league's still on for us. Let's not kid ourselves on.
Mm-hmm. Last word to the first part of the show to Ibrox Loyal.
I totally agree with some of the guys are saying, mate. League is priority for me. I don't want to go out and get embarrassed against some of these European teams, but we've got a manager who's seen there, done it, and bought a T-shirt. He's won major European competitions from the Champions League to the UEFA Cup. So he knows, and he'll adapt his tactics and his training to compensate for the Europa League, mate. So I'll have faith in the manager, mate. Whatever he decides is going to work on the park. We've just got to go with it and see where it takes us, mate. But league is priority, mate. We've got where we want to go to. Into the group stages. The fans are going to get some marvellous European trips. And as long as we don't disgrace ourselves, mate, I'll say we've done well for this first part of the season.
Yeah, that gets better if we win our next 2 games, 3 games, 4 games. The first part of the season becomes relatively successful. Anyway, lads, if you don't mind going on mute, we're going to have a tune for our Fox.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Heads held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight, fight for pride, brave the game with the badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you. Loyal and true, on their way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you. Loyal and true, on their way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Enjoy that, Bridge?
Absolutely brilliant, pal. Superb. Well done, Foxy. Well done.
It's over to our Facebook correspondent.
Yes. So, old school, if you could hit that magic button, mate, and we'll see who's won the draw for the tickets for Saturday's game. Just a wee bit of a delay just on the Facebook, but it'll be up in the
All
next
right, okay.
10 seconds, hopefully.
Spinning round. Oh, here we go. The suspense is killing us, JFK.
Come on down.
So there you go. It's number 58, May McGowan, and she's actually invited Kyle to go with her as well. So me and Kyle will be going to the game on Saturday. So if you guys get in touch with us. Oh, not that Kyle. Different one. Hopefully that one's playing. May, if you could give us a wee message on the Facebook, and then we'll organise getting the tickets to you. So thanks everyone for getting involved.
Give that name a shout out again then. Who's won the tickets?
May McGowan.
Yep. All right. Okay. Congratulations, May. I hope you bring us luck. Good gesture by the boys, Cushy, yeah?
Very good. Excellent. Well done, everybody.
We'll not be doing that for every game. Well, we might. You never know. There's always some people kind of make it, and it's good that they want to get to Bears. You know, the Bears that they maybe have a tie up with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got a wee question again that's came through Facebook. I think this is interesting, right? And it came through Neil. I'm going to say Hosick. What does the panel think Gerrard learned the most about his first Old Firm, and what do you think he will do differently in the next one. Bridgman.
I think number one, he's probably learned about the hatred. It's oozing out every pore over there in the East End of Glasgow for us. He probably knows where his club sits now, insofar as that. He saw them at their worst.
Can we all go on mute when we're not speaking? Thank you. Carry on, Bridge.
He saw them at their worst during the game. I'm talking about the support now, and he saw the players at their worst at the end when they ran up to the Rangers fans, or seemed to. And I think it's something the club needs to speak to the SFA and the SPFL about. That just can't be tolerated. There's no good doing that, berating fans, particularly the way the police are coming away with the management of the game because of the.
I get the hatred, but I think the boy means on the
football
park.
Wise.
Aye.
But football wise, he's learned that Celtic were basically a better team than us on the day. That may be a big chunk of how he had adopted his 3-5-2 strategy or a 5-3-2. It just didn't work properly for him. Certainly in big chunks of the first half, and we get caught out in the midfield. So it's as simple as that. He needs to be better in the midfield, in my opinion. Far better in the midfield.
All right. GFK.
Sorry about that noise, guys. I'm getting a very poor connection. That was me. It was making that noise.
All right, no problem, mate. It happens,
football-wise, I don't think G learned anything on the day. Taking all the other garbage that goes in about what they throw him and did he learn anything football-wise? I don't think so. I think he knows the team can play better than that, but just didn't perform on the day. I'm not going to say that players lost their bottle on the day. I just thought that they just didn't perform. As a unit, they didn't play. They looked as if they were carrying out the instructions which Stevie Gerrard was trying to get to them, but he'll know the next. As Cushy said in the previous conversation, it's one game against them, more to go. That's when it's going to be, and let's see how they perform when they come to us. They'll drop more points than us in the next 6 or 7 games.
I hope you're right. Big Ulster.
Yes. Well, I think it showed him a wee bit too much respect, but I can understand it. First massive Old Firm game he was involved in, he's probably trying to get his team to defend and feel the opposition out. But I think if you listen to Goldson's comments, he was expecting them to be a lot better from what some previous players were saying, and he didn't think they were just as good as what people were saying. So maybe he's come out of it, and the team as a whole, maybe thinking, if we can go about this team, we can match them. I think we did from about 60, 70 minutes in. The start of the game was, to be fair, it was a bit of a mismatch the way we were defending. We were allowing them to get on the ball and attack us. I don't think we played it the right way. So hopefully, coming into the game at Ibrox, he'll have learned that, as a team as a whole, to deal with the atmosphere. Because if they can play in a game away from home, then hopefully they'll be even better at home with their own support backing them to the hilt. So, and I think we'll be a much better side for it, to be honest, at Ibrox. I think we're going to give them a much tougher game than I'm expecting. Well, I think we can beat them at Ibrox, definitely.
George?
I think I agree with Big Ulster saying there, Ken. Let's be honest about this. Is a team we went to play who's won 9 trophies or whatever, 6 trophies out of 6, whatever it is they've won. So there would have been, let's be honest about it, a wee bit of fear factor there for these guys. We were playing well and we were getting into the game after a few good wins in Europe and things like that. But I think even at the back of your mind, you're going in there as a player and thinking to yourself, there's no many teams here come here and get this. Get the points out for this team. They're a strong team. They've done no bad in the last few years. All right, they've had a poor start to the season, but there's still that wee bit of fear factor there. That'll be away Ox, and they're coming to Ibrox. So they came after that game and thought to themselves, we were terrible today. We were poor today, and they beat us 1-0. So let's see how we can play when we perform how we can against other teams the teams in Europe and things like that. Let's put a wee performance on when they come to Ibrox and see how they can. Our guys will hate, although we got beat Ox and although we played poor, our guys will took a wee bit of confidence for that, knowing that we can get to them. Because we didn't deserve it, but we're a Tav's bad shot away for the end for getting a draw. But it probably didn't deserve. But that's how, I mean, people are saying Celtic played well that day. We were rotten that day, Ox. All of the part we were rotten. Apart from Big McGregor, we were just terrible at the part. So that's a lesson we've got to learn. The fear factor's aware now. And when we come to Ibrox, it's a different story. And we'll probably be another 10 games doing, maybe 15 games the time we play in Europe, doing the line. So the fear factor of away, and our confidence should be up if we're winning our games.
Foxy boy. I don't like when he goes quiet. Ibrox loyal.
I kind of agree with Ulster and George were coming there as well, mate. I think we did show them way too much respect. Also seen that game as like a fear game for some of our new players who were making their Old Firm debuts, mate. We had to see sense out what the game was all about. As the guy says, as soon as we get them back at Ibrox, I think Mr. Gerrard will know himself that when we did play our game and we had the few chances we did have, that they're very gettable at. Their defence isn't the greatest shakes. By any stretch of imagination, they're very gettable. We need to just be right in them for minute one of the 91st, 92nd minute of the game. And I think we'll see a completely different Old Firm game when the next one comes around at Ibrox, mate. None of all your players now know what it is to play in an Old Firm game. We'll get at them, for, as I says, for minute 1 to minute 91 the next Old Firm game, and you'll see a much better performance from us by getting all 3 points, which I think we will get. Because I says, mate, that game was kind of a feared game for some of our new stars to come into that game. But you'll see a different one come the Ibrox match, mate.
All right, thanks very much, mate. Are you back, Fox?
I think he's going to be back in 2 minutes, mate. I think he's doing something in the background.
All right. Fall back in 2 minutes. It just popped up to me there. It'll be interesting to see how we pan out his development as a manager. Cushy, we're forgetting that that big game came after a 9-man performance in Russia, mate, and the circumstances behind it were quite taxing on the players.
Yeah, just to answer your previous question first. I think there's a number of footballing lessons that he will have taken from it. To be honest with you, I think don't sit back off them and expect to hold out for 90 minutes because it's not going to happen. Don't let them dictate the play because they're good at it, particularly at their home ground. And they will grow into the game and be pushed on with a big crowd at the back of them. They will grow in and they will start getting more confident and they will start creating chances. When they get the ball wide, we've got to make sure that our midfielders support the left back and the right back, particularly Tav on the right, to double team on the likes of Tierney and Forrest when they're coming up. And I think the biggest one is we've got to try and get them on the back foot. They're good going forward, but they're not as strong as defensively. So we've got to try and make sure that when we're playing, we're keeping the ball, we're pushing them back, and we're making sure that the likes of Tierney and Forrest and Rogic are going back the way sometimes, and not just constantly streaming forward. And I think that's the way we'll hurt them. Because for what certainly last season, from what I seen in the likes of Tierney, Candace really played well against him and put him on the back foot, and he didn't look such a fantastic player as to press me out when he's got to defend for far more than he's got to attack. And we've got to try and push them up the park and push them back a bit. Sitting back and having 2 banks of 4 with Kyle Lafferty also come back and help him just isn't going to work.
I think that's a lesson he's got to learn for that game, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the 9-man stuff, of course. I thought we looked a tired team. I think that's the main reason that we didn't turn up. No lack of ability or desire for the guys that were put out there. But I thought we just looked a tired team. I said just after the game it looked a little bit of a bridge too far for us in terms of the amount of games that we played in the lead up to the game, and with the 9 going down to 9 men, although it was a fantastic result that we got, that's going to take it out of you. Not just physically, but a little bit mentally as well. In terms of trying to you just simply G yourself up to put in the extra work that you've got to do when you get away from home. So, but these boys will certainly learn. Gerrard will learn. It'll be an experience for the players that were out there. They know what to expect definitely the next time. It's a learning curve. Almost every single person at Ibrox at the moment is on that learning curve. But we need to learn the lesson quickly, and hopefully that we will have learned that lesson from the one.
I think, Cushy, I think that we have to note as well that not just a lot of players. It was their first visit to the Peterborough, and it was during that basically we only had 800 fans. So before we had 8,000 fans, if you follow what I mean. So it's a big difference. These players are going there. And it's a big occasion, and some of these guys have never played in front of anything like this. So a big learning curve, both for some of the new players and for all of our management team, every one of them in the squad, from a management perspective. It's a big hill, and they've climbed it, and they've been there, and they've done it, and they've come back, only lost one goal. Hats off to them. They've got to take whatever positives they can from it. And come away smiling. They must do. They've got to. I think it was. I
think they will. Sorry. I think they will take positives out of it. Yeah. I think one of the other callers touched on it earlier. I think one of the positives they'll take out of it is that we have a really tired team. We played absolutely garbage, and we only get beat 1-0 away from home. I think that as professional footballers, that's exactly what they'll be saying to themselves. So I
think some of them kind of froze a wee bit. To be perfectly honest, the occasion was just probably too much. Mix that in with the wee bit tiredness that you're speaking about, it can be quite potent. But they did well. They held out for quite a long time, and they still limited Celtic to one goal, which was really good, and could have had a couple of wee chances ourselves if we'd been a wee bit more up for it, But I don't have any problem. I won't lose any sleep over that last game. But the club, everything about the club now know the fabric of the club's changing, the team's changing, and they all know what it's like to go up to the Peterborough.
Yeah, we'll have an interesting times, and we'll see where it takes us. George, did we overreact to that defeat?
Did what? Sorry, Ox?
Did we overreact with that defeat? Do you have a time to reflect?
Me personally, I probably did. I didn't actually say too much, Ox, but me personally, I probably did, and a lot of the fans probably did, if we were honest about it. I sort of blamed the manager and things like that for things. But when I actually sat down, I'm always like after a defeat to them, especially when they weren't the good Ox, and I thought they were there for the taking. And the season we started having, we probably did overreact to it. Going there in the first game, like I said before, if you want to get beat after them in any game of the season, it's the first one at their place. No fans, it's a new team we put together and that. So me personally, I definitely overreacted. I thought that the manager done it wrong, and I was saying things like that. But at the end of the day, the manager's learning with mistakes as well. Again, we're going to have defeats along the way. Also, it's not going to be. We're not going to go through a full season. We're just winning all the time and having great results like we did against Maribor and things like that. So I think you're right. We probably did overreact.
Aye. Well, we always do, Cushy, when we lose to them.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've used the word overreact. I don't think that. I think there's every time we play them, there's a level of expectation, and we've been doing so well in the lead up to that. Probably over. Probably exceeded everybody's expectations leading up to that game. That the level of expectation was probably a little bit higher than it should have been. So I'm not sure. I've not seen an overreaction. Even on the forums, I've not seen you get some guys, but I don't think there's been a massive overreaction to it. I think there's been a level of pragmatism about it. People see the context associated with it in terms of the amount of games that we've played and the injuries that we had and things like that in the lead up to it. So I think by and large what I've seen is a kind of pragmatism from the Rangers support with regards to it.
Twice in one night.
I'm shouting for you there. I'm shouting for you.
Twice in the one night. I was intrigued about.
Are you expecting me to talk longer, Ox? Yeah.
No.
I was intrigued. This doesn't make this. I was hanging on to your every word.
Aye. Aye.
I was.
So, Cushy, don't you believe him?
I won't put the kettle on.
Oh, just my nose has just got bigger. Right. But it's a good problem to have. We're developing a new team, and as soon as team that people have looked at sort of similar as JFK, they didn't host their first Old Firm match, but they lost their first game at Parkhead. You know, good Rangers sides have lost there.
Somebody else doing a bridge.
He's listening to Cushy's Bell. Big Ulster, isn't he? Good size of those there. Maybe you're a bit younger, but they have, huh?
Yes, mate, exactly. That's what was said before the game, and I know we're all excited and we're hoping to win, but we said that we can't, it would be really wrong for us as a support for the team to throw everything up in the air if we lost. But I know we were disappointed, because you're always going to be disappointed after losing an Old Firm game. It's only natural for a Rangers supporter to be disappointed, and that's the way we want to be. You never want to accept losing, of course you don't. But if you look at it in context, it is a lot of those players is a new team, new manager who's new to the game, new to management, and I think they'll learn a lot from it, mate. And I think they'll come a better side for it, and will be more than a match for them at Ibrox. But it's just the way it is, mate. Disappointed, but the positives is that we proved in the last 16 minutes on, we can't hurt them, we can't cause them problems. They sort of had to do a bit more defending. And we've learned that if we sit back and let them play, they can play. And they're good at playing, but you have to get at their faces. A bit like what Hearts has done at the start of the season. You get at them, they have no weaknesses in their team that you can exploit. And I think that our management team and our playing squad will work that out, mate, and we'll be much better when we come to play them at Ibrox.
What's your thinking, George? Bridge?
I think I said similar to what Ulster's just said there. As far as I'm concerned, that what lessons should have been learned, and everything will be taken care of, as far as I'm concerned. Our management will take care of it all, and they know what to do. Now, obviously, the solution may in fact be, and I've said this before, it may in fact be that we have to invest to bring in a bit better quality. And a lot of the boys on here have said that they're desperately keen to see a top class midfielder playing for us, and that's maybe the position that they want to do. Someone who can, you get a body and he'll boss the game. So we don't have anybody. Young Egeria was doing that for a couple of games there. I dare say he's only got young shoulders. You can't burden them too much. But really and truly, we need someone that can just go into the park, give me the ball, I'll take it, and make things happen for the rest of the team. Because the rest of the team are playing quite well, truth be told. But we're midfield. We need that wee spark in the midfield, and that brings everybody into it. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, I accept he never played particularly well at Celtic Park, but I thought that there was still aspects of their endeavour which was very good. Bridge, and remember, they were all heroes just the Thursday night with 9 men.
Absolutely, no problem at all. I've got no qualms about what happened in that performance. Very, very happy. All we've seen is, and what I'm saying is, we've seen that the pressure we ended up putting ourselves under, or letting ourselves be put under. You needed a really strong midfield to be able to pick that ball up and walk, run, move the ball that 10 yards out, create the relief for the defence, because sometimes it was just unstoppable. They seemed unstoppable.
Particularly in the first 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes of the first half and the first 10 of the second. Yeah. Anyway, we move on. We've got another question in for Facebook for Big. This is from Kevin Hengley. I'd like to know what Gerrard's best starting 11 is. Myself, Brigdy and Ulster will take the 5th on this one, because we've discussed this before. Now that players are starting to get fit. Ibrox Loyal, what's your starting 11?
Well, mine would always be, if fully fit, McGregor in goals with Tavernier, Katic, Goldson and Barisic. Koulibaly, Ryan Jack and either Erd or young Ejaria.
Erd?
I know it says Erd, it says Ejaria.
All right, okay.
No, I think he means Arfield.
Oh, Arfield, sorry,
Yeah.
that's sorry, Arfield, that's what I was trying to say. So either one of they two. Well, I don't know if they're going to keep doing this, but I would like to have Lafferty coming in for the left-hand side. Obviously, Morelos up front, and it's a hard one for me who's going to be the eventual right-sided player now. Now that I'm not saying that Candias has became a worse player, but he's just not been the outstanding player that I thought he was at the first half of last season, mate. So it's something there, mate, who's going to play in the right for me. But biggest majority of players when fit, I would go with them, mate.
All right, you back with us, JFK?
Oh, mate, I think I got it sorted.
Oh,
how you doing?
man,
I'm back again.
Man.
Best 11 for me will be along the same lines as hard one. Greg's for me of Katic and obviously Barisic. Koulibaly and Ejaria. Ian,
He's fallen out again.
I'm having problems with JFK.
Yeah.
What about yourself, George? Are you back with us, mate?
Aye. I can't really disagree much with Ibrox. I wouldn't have Fraser Aird in the team right enough, but apart from that, no, I wouldn't really. I'm not a great lover of Tav. I've said this all along. I'm not the biggest lover of Tav, but I think that him and Candias are a good partnership on that side. I think they help each other out. They're a good partner, so that's what I would go with. I would go with him on that side for Candias. Me personally, I like Big Lafferty coming off the left as well. Big Lafferty's a winner. I like him coming off the left as well. But if this new guy's got to be any good at all, I can't really rate him, Ox, because I don't know much about the guy, to be honest. Gresner, or whatever you've got to call him. I didn't really know much about him, but he'd probably be the left midfielder for me if he's any good at all. But at the moment, I'd put Big Lafferty on the left, coming off the left with what do you call him, Buffalo up front. I don't think he can go much further than that. And if Koulibaly's fit, I'd play him in the midfield as well. So pretty much similar to what Ibrox was saying. But in saying that, a couple of weeks ago, the Rocks, I said to you about young Ryan Kent. I thought he was a great wee player, but I think he fell out a couple of the last couple of games we played there. I just think he went a wee bit hiding. I wouldn't like to say missing. Just went missing a couple of games. So maybe he'll need to sit on the bench for a wee while and just get his confidence back up. But for me, the left hand side would definitely a big laugh. At the right hand side, Candias, and I would have Koulibaly in the middle with Jack, and up front with the Buffalo, definitely for me.
All right, Cushy, if you get anything different or any thoughts?
Slightly different. McGregor, Tav, Katic, Goldson. I would go with Flanagan at left back at the moment. Koulibaly right mid with Jari and Arfield in the middle, and I would push Barisic into the left mid position. And I would go straight up front 4-4-2 with Morelos and Lafferty up front. I think we're still lacking a little bit with Kent's end product, or anybody's end product in the left hand, the kind of left midfield side. With Barisic in there, I think that problem goes away. And with Flanagan tucked in behind him, I think we would keep it nice and tight down that side, and I would push up Morelos and Lafferty. I think Lafferty's days probably at left midfield, coming in off that are probably a few years behind him, so I would just keep him as a straightforward up front with Morelos and see how those two go on.
All right, a lot of similarities there, Bridger. Nope. Ulster, a lot of similarities.
Yes, mate, a lot of similarities, especially the defence. I think we've got our solid defence now, don't we? I think it's just midfield. You've got Koulibaly, you've Jari, you have so many options. You've Artfield, Dorrans if he comes back, and yeah. But you can see, but that's really good. The last few seasons we've sort of stuck, haven't we, with the same sort of 11. Now you can be confident with switching. You could use 13, 14, maybe 15 players and still be happy with the team going on the pitch and expecting them to win, which is really good, mate.
Don't you fancy the possibility of going 3-5-2 at the weekend? I'm not that sure whether a manager wants to pick it, maybe wants to stick 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. But if it was me, I think a great chance to show us that he's picked the right guys for centre half, and if they're providing they're fit, of course, you can have a choice of Macaulay and the young lad I never remember his name, believe it or not.
Joe Worrell.
Worrell. So you could go with either of those, and you could even rest one of your centre halves just for saying sake, and put the three at the back. I would do something like that. Obviously, he needs to try it out at the training ground, so this is all down to the manager. But that's what I would do, and it allows you to move your full-backs up 5 or 10 yards to be part of a maybe not necessarily full part of the midfield, but certainly just in front of the back three. I'd love to see it happening. Just love it.
Ox, can I miss something here? See the boy Koulibaly now. I'm not being too odd when saying this, right? But to me, he is like the Kante, your teammate. He is maybe the sort of player who could dominate the midfield for us defensively, and he's got a wee bit of pace. He's got a lot of pace, actually, not just a wee bit of pace, and a wee bit of trickery as well. So he's an all-round midfielder, and I don't think I've been too odd saying that he is your kind of version of Kante. And the two, let's be honest, the two of them did have got the same sort of background as well. They came from the French Ligue 1, and they certainly know the British style of football and how to control a midfield. I don't know what you think of that.
Good point, mate. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think we've just got to keep cool with Koulibaly. I mean, he has been excellent when we've seen him, but he's young and experienced, and he's still finding his foot. And hopefully, if he gets all that, all his performances at the start of the season, we'll see him an even better player. But for me, in some respects, the jury's still out, but he's shown potential to be a good loanee, and if it's true that we've got first option, it would be a good signing. Bridgeman, then Cushy.
Koulibaly, for me, would be, as far as I'm led to believe, what I read anyway at the tail end of last season, when we brought him in, or the beginning of the season, sorry, the option was there, similar to the Murphy and Brighton. So there's a take him on loan with an option to buy, and if Rangers wish to, and I would say it quite right, straight out now, take the option up. But I think he's a smashing player, absolutely brilliant, and you would just build your midfield round about him, wouldn't you? Really and truly, he's your defensive mid. He's an engine in him. Loyal just said there, like Kante, N'Golo Kante. Oh, superb player, just wonderful. Although we have to say he's been out for 3 or 4 weeks now, 3 or 4 games, should I say? And is he actually fit to come back tomorrow? Do you know? Does anybody know?
Well, hopefully he'll be all right tomorrow. That means he can play on Saturday, mate. Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean. And yes,
yeah. But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did, mate.
So I mean, if he's fit enough for the next game, he must play, and that allows us to play him, show his fitness for the European ties. Desperately good.
Cushy?
What I've seen of him so far, excuse me, he's been absolutely excellent. I really like him as a player. I like the way he just never stops. He's always hassling people, and and he's got quite a lot of skill as well. You know, I would love to see him come in on a permanent basis, based on what we've seen so far. Whether that will happen or not, I don't know. You know, I'm a little bit concerned that he's been out injured for so long, because I think we were told at the time it was just a bit of a dead leg. You know, and it's obviously taken a little bit long to heal. So I hope there's nothing else. I hope there's nothing else there that's going to underline with it. But excuse me. But I'd love to see him starting.
You've got to watch the viruses on here. They can be quite severe, can't they, Bridge?
Absolutely.
I think if it is a dead leg, they used to call that a Charlie horse, Fred. That was traditionally a month out, wasn't it? It had to heal,
Yeah, it does take its time, no matter what you do. Some knocks are just knocks, but a dead leg's really and truly a dead leg, and it can take any amount of weeks to get over it properly. Unfortunately, some players played through it, but come back too early and ended up sort of breaking down again, you know. He's just got to be brought back in the right time. I just hope he's fit and ready to rock and roll.
I come in the Rocks.
Of course you can, mate.
Just what Bridge was saying about the 3-5-2, but I Ken Bridge has been going on about this for the last couple of years. And it's good football to watch. A good team playing 3-5-2. You can get wingers, you can get passing football, and that is really good. He went on about the start of the season. I didn't think we had the personnel today at Ox, to be honest. We had the two big centre halves. Again, you could have played Flanagan there, but he's not actually a natural left or right back. He's just one of these guys that can do it a both ways. So I wouldn't have been very happy with putting him there. But the young boy Joe Worrell, I've seen a lot of him. I've actually watched a lot of games that he's been involved in and things like that. He's a cracking player. If we went with three at the back now, and we went with him, Katic and Big Goldson, I would no bother whatsoever with doing that. If you went with 3-5-2, our midfield would be a strong midfield. I would like to think that'd be a strong back line as well. And then you've got your, obviously I would probably imagine it's going to be the Buffalo and Lafferty up front. That would be a right strong team. At the start of the season when Bridgeman was saying it, I didn't think we had the personnel, but just getting that other centre half in, I think that would really work out for us. I wouldn't go for McCauley there, because I think if you've got, like just what happened at Motherwell, we went with three at the back, and I think your centre halves have got to be that wee bit quicker. Wet surfaces and at the ball or the top, and you've got to be that right on the ball. Whereas these three guys at the back box, if we went like that in our midfield, 5 and our 2 up front, I think we'd be a force to be reckoned with. And I think we'd probably lose goals, didn't get me wrong, but I think we'd be able to score goals with Big Lafferty and that up front. And we'd have a really strong midfield. So I'd like to try and see if we can go, maybe on Sunday, if we could go with that against a team who you'd like to think we can beat. And then the following week against St Johnstone, just try it out a couple of times and see how we go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I thought against Motherwell was the wrong time to do it, but I think on Sunday it'd probably be a good idea to actually try it out now. Yeah,
I agree with you, George. Can I just say, definitely the start of the season, and I've been saying it for the last 2 years or more, 3-5-2 is my favourite, but we've never had the personnel. We're starting to get some personnel around. I don't even know if the manager rates the boy, Worrell. I don't know how highly he rates him. Would he actually play him in the back four now? Even with a 4-4-2, would he play that boy? I don't know. It's just a case of touchy-feely at the moment with the guys to make sure that they're okay. But seriously, I can't wait to see Rangers playing with a first-class back three. A top back three. And at least two of them must attack the ball. We can't have three guys running back towards goal. It just causes panic.
All right. Obviously, we've not picked up anything about the new kit coming for the punters to be able to buy it. But I think that would give the whole club a boost, and hopefully we'll hear something within the next few days, or maybe in the next week. But how important do you think that's going to be for the support, George?
It's that next step, Ox. We're all waiting on it now. We're waiting on this manager coming in. And then we were waiting on the players coming in. We're waiting on the board putting up the money to get these players in. It's that next step. It's coming. I would say it's the next. I would say we'll get an announcement. Probably by the end of next week. I imagine we'll get some sort of announcement of when something's going to happen. And I think that is massive for the club. Box. Again, a lot of clubs that will be saying we're selling strips. Doesn't really. Again, it's massive for the club. Whatever's happened the last couple of years, and if we can get that announced, that'll be a big boost. It'd be good if we could get that announced on Thursday, just before the game, just to give everybody that wee boost. And I really will make a big. I kind of keep on saying it. It's taps, and a lot of people aren't even interested in taps off. But our club, and what's happened the last couple of years, it's got to be a massive thing for our club to get these taps and hang with and get 30,000 on the thing when sale in the next couple of weeks. That's going to be absolutely massive for our club and the fans and everybody. It's just got to give us that wee boost getting into the next part of the season, Ox.
Ibrox Loyal?
No, mate, as I said to you at the end of last season, mate, when we started talking this, the beginning of this season, the tops are, as George says, a massive, massive part for your fan base, mate. We've been denied it for so many years now. I believe, as George says, if something like that was to get announced before the match on Thursday, mate, it just gives that wee bit of extra atmosphere. Not that we'll need it, but you know what it's going to be like. It'll just be just so immense, mate. Everybody's looking forward to finally buying one. As I says, been denied, mate. But as George says here, 30,000, that's been maybe pretty average, mate. I think we could sell a lot more than that, mate. You know what your fans are like, mate. Best fans in the world. They all will. They know they've been denied for so long. They'll all be rushing out to get them, mate. As I says, there'll be a queue right outside the Megastore and everything, mate, as soon as it gets announced that we can start buying tops again. Just another part of the jigsaw as well, mate. Another part of the jigsaw. So a couple maybe parts to come, and that is one of the parts of the jigsaw as well. So,
all right, Ulster.
Yeah, it's something we're all desperate for, isn't it? It's something you take for granted, isn't it? You know, at other clubs, because it's just a run-of-the-mill thing. Your shirt comes out, you know, you go and buy it. For us, that hasn't been the case. The last few seasons, we've obviously been trying to refrain ourselves because we don't want to feed money into certain people, and now we're in a stage where we thought that was over with, and it's not. Things have went a wee bit quiet, but we're all just desperate to get our shirts, aren't we? And I think there'll be hundreds of thousands of shirts, to be honest, over the 3 kits all around the world. People will be wanting to buy them, and it'll just be one more tick off our list once this happens, and hopefully going forward it won't be an issue again. It's just a wee bit of an annoyance, but it's something unfortunately we just have to take. Hopefully it won't be too much longer, and then moving forward there won't be an issue again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bears having the tops and that, and getting some for certain people. Bridge?
Well, it's been a while, as the boys have said. It's been a while, and even although they were
just think, mate, if we get them in a certain size, we could have all the Page boys in the orange strip. What do you think?
Yes. That'd be good for the big Wadden, wouldn't it? Absolutely brilliant. I'm sure Loyal will love that.
Oh, mate, yeah. I'd be definitely, mate. That would definitely be the ideal ticket, mate.
I think, seriously, that we've been waiting for a while. It's just tragic. That's the words I use on it. It's just tragic what's happened to our club, and particularly insofar as the kit's concerned. This monstrous, dreadful contract we found ourselves with, and we're still bound by it. So hopefully the board pull out a wee master plan or a master stroke and get it away. I mean, based on what I'm reading, and I'm only reading in follow. There's based on what I'm reading, they're saying that JD Sports are going to be distributing selling the strip at the tail end of this month, 20th or so of this month. So if that's true, then it means that sports director no longer there. That's the only thing I can think about it. So that would be great news for everybody. And if that happens, you get double news here. You're getting your shirts, plus you don't have to worry about Sports Direct ever again. However, you know, we have to wait to see what was officially said about it. But please, let's get the strips out. For God's sake, the fans are just going mental, and we're really bad to them.
Cushy?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous situation for us to get into in the first place. I think you know, the board have really done very, very poorly in that respect. I think you know, paying millions to get out of a contract only to find yourself talking to the same people that you paid millions to get out of a contract, and then them taking you to court is just an absolutely ridiculous scenario. You know, but putting that aside, you know, we can't. What other team in the world has got a fan base that is just sitting, waiting, you know, with money jangling in our pockets, hoping to buy tens of thousands of these tops to get on them? It's just, you know, it's phenomenal. But we shouldn't be in this situation. And personally speaking, I'm personally speaking, you know, I blame the board for this in terms of how we went about this contract. You know, but. You know, let's just put that aside. Let's get the tops out and let's get them bought.
Yeah, well said, mate. Well said. It was an interesting thing. I just think, I don't know, it's not going to give the team a boost, but it would definitely give a lot of the support a boost. Ibrox,
Oh, without a doubt, mate. Without a doubt, mate. As I say, as soon as they're all announced, mate, I'm going and getting every single one, mate, including the goalkeeping talk, mate. That's something I'm more interested in rather than any other talks. But as I say, mate, it's going to be a special moment for your fans when we can officially go out and get our talks that have denied these many years, mate. And it's not just me, probably like a big kid at Christmas when the talks do come out, but it's for the younger generation as well who've been denied kits. I took it for granted when I was a lot younger that you could just go out and buy a talk. As I say, the last few years we couldn't do that because, as Brett says, we don't want to give certain factors money that would have been getting it, and hopefully that gets sorted out sooner rather than later, and then we can just kiss goodbye to that certain factor that are still clouding in a club at this moment in time.
And what is it you call yourself as far as kits are concerned, Ibrox?
Oh, well, I don't know if I can use that word without getting banned on the radio, but a full kit wanker, is it?
Yeah, I see that people are talking about having a day like that where you have to wear the full kit maybe in December. Bridge, you up for that?
I'm game. I'm just wondering if Loyal's going to have long trousers or maybe a tracky bottoms for his wedding, or will he go with the shorts? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, mate. I'm teasing the waters now, mate. You see how far she'll let me get away with. So.
Look, if I'm being really honest, Bridget, I wouldn't say this to anybody else. I'll say it to you and nobody else. I'm worried that when the best man passes him the ring, he drops it.
Oh, come on, you. Yeah, mate. Safest hands in Glasgow here, apart from a certain Mr. Aaron McGregor. So.
You Papadom Rips, catch us.
No need to worry about that, mate. No need to worry about that.
Best man, pass the ring. Oops.
Oops, I've dropped it again.
Love it.
Oh, dear.
Love it.
Oh, dear. Fox, I know you're still with us, mate, and if you find it frustrating, as like somebody pointed out, for the young team not being able to get the taps, and the Bears all over the world that are desperate for them.
I think the biggest disappointment was the summer, or when we thought they would come out and we'd have sold them in large amounts, and it helped us to buy in January. But seeing we've strode into the Europa Leagues and going to earn money there, I think that's took a bit of pressure off, because I think a lot of support were thinking that would help the club going forward, have money available for January. Although we don't get the Europa money next year, it's money in the bank, and I think it takes a wee bit of the pressure. They'll come out when they come out, guys, and we'll all buy them then. That's what I think.
Forever the realist, Stuart Fox. Forever the realist. Anyway, we've been sent a message, and I think it's only right I read this out, because it's the power of social media, and it is it's for duty. It's not got who it's from, but I'll read it out. Hope you don't mind me messing you with Ibrox on Saturday before the game with buckets, trying to raise as much money as we can for a fantastic charity called Callum's Cabin. Callum passed away 10 years ago. He was a wee boy with cancer. His family have now bought a holiday homes, and these holiday homes give the families a free holiday when their children is suffering from cancer. If you could give us a wee mention, they'd really appreciate it and help us out. We will be situated inside the stadium before the kick-off. You can't miss us. We have orange T-shirts and orange buckets. So all the best for trying to raise money for, what's the name? Callum's Cabin. Callum's Cabin's charity. Cabin. And as a link been put in the lobby, and a worthwhile cause if you've got any loose change, lads, in the game on Saturday. Obviously very difficult for anybody to deal with issues like that. And thanks for the people for getting in touch with us. No problem with that. But,
well done, Ox, yeah, well done.
No, it wasn't me, mate. It was just sent to us. Cushy, before you came in, we've talked about momentum, and we could win, well, minimum 5 games in a row, you know, and then get the momentum rolling and see where this team takes us, because we will improve. We're a new team.
I think we have to be honest. I think it's getting to the stage, you know. I think with now, you know, the honeymoon period is over. To talk about a fantastic managerial cliche, you know, and I think we have to just start putting points on the board and start putting good performances up. You know, we've now had the rest. You know, the team's started to gel. You know, and we need to just start putting points in that league, and I think we are easily capable of doing it. You know, what is it? Dundee, St Johnstone, Ayr, all right, that's in the cup, and Livingston over the next 4 games. You know, I would fully expect us to take all the points from theirs and win the cup game as well. You know, but you know, moving into October, you know, absolutely. You know, there's still, I think, the games in October are all absolutely winnable, and if we want to be serious about challenge for this league, let's be honest, we have to take almost maximum points for this. We really have to start putting pressure on Celtic, because they've had so many years where it's just been a walk in the park for them and they've coasted it, and we need to start applying some pressure somehow, because teams play very different under pressure than they do when they're absolutely coasting it and everything's a laugh and they're in inverted commas invincible. You know, we have to start applying pressure, and the only way of doing that is getting points on the board, getting myself up the table, and making them have to turn in performances week in, week out.
Big Ulster.
Yeah, it's hard to really comment much more on what Cushy said there. I think Cushy's said it bang on, to be honest. It's, you know, we have to start winning these games. We need to put pressure on and see how they cope under pressure. As Cushy says, they haven't had any pressure. Even last season when they weren't going that well, the amount of points we were shipping all over the place, especially at home, there was never any pressure really on them. That has to change. I still think that team across the city can drop points this season. There's no doubt about it. We've already seen at Hearts what Hearts has done to them this season. Outplayed them for a lot of the game, defeated them. We need to take advantage of that. There's no point us say going to at home to Dundee and St Johnstone and not pick up the points, because that'll never get you a title by doing that. So if we can try and get our home form sorted first and foremost, and see how we can go away from home, I think we can put the pressure on. And I have a feeling that team will crumble, but we'll have to wait and see.
All right, George.
Aye, that's stupid games. Like we talk about the Aberdeen game, Ox. I thought we played excellent that day. I thought we were really unlucky. The St Mirren, going on to the St Mirren game, I thought we were going to win 5 and 6 that day. And being at the game and watching the game, I thought we could have went on and won 5 and 6. Sending off, I probably think was a sending off. It's all these things we need to cut out, Ox, and we've got the chance to put a team to the swords. We need to actually do it, because Aberdeen were there for the taking that day, and they stole a point off us. St Mirren were lucky to get away with just a 2, and then Motherwell. I think Motherwell were a couple of stupid mistakes that we should have probably never made in that game, and that's the points that we've dropped. We need to stop dropping these daft points if we've got any thought catch your name and winning this league, because if we've got to play on a Sunday, they've got to play on a Sunday. The pressure's got to go in every single week for to win every game now that they've had the first win against us. So it's we need to get our finger out and really start winning these games. It's stupid daft mistakes that we can cut out, Ox. So the games are definitely winnable.
Big word, that pressure, George, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I think we also have to remember that both those games that we played when we dropped the 2 points to Motherwell and Aberdeen were last second goals to all intents and purposes. Really and truly, they were poor for us, very poor. And in the last couple of minutes of the games, we just seemed to cave in. And we've got to learn from that. We've got to get stronger at the back, and must be able to hold on when need be. Because basically we threw away wins, 2 victories, gone. Snatched away from us because of our own weaknesses, not because they were brilliant or anything like that. They were good goals they scored, but it was our own weaknesses that did it, in my opinion. So, as far as I'm concerned, we need to win every game from the first game, and the first game is this weekend. And I don't think, obviously, the fans could look forward, and Cushy's come out really nicely and said a lot of things about a whole set of games. The truth of the matter is, I'm only personally interested in Saturday afternoon. Come out, do the business, then we can take care of the next one. That's the way I think we've got to look at it that way.
Well, fair comment. What's your thinking, Fox?
Well, I thought I'd wait till the first round of games went away and how the results went, mate. People are saying that we weren't after a good start. I think Gerrard's has done well. Since he came into the club, he's brought in a draft of new players. He's had injuries to a lot of first-team players. And by the time we arrived here at the international break, I think we're all reasonably happy where we are just now. I don't know if we've seen the formation that he's got in his head to play once he had the full squad that he had in mind put together. We now have had a bit of time for those apart from them in international duty to gel the rest of the squad together. We've got the players that were injured are back. So I think we'll see probably something maybe a bit different than Saturday. And I hope this is the start of Gerrard showing what he has for Rangers going forward, and the players that he's brought in will improve this team no end, mate. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. Bridgeman.
Oh, another marvellous night on Rangers Radio. Fantastic. Thanks to everybody. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, please, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us.
See you on mute again.
I am. Bridge, once again, official congratulations to Ibrox Loyal for everybody on the show. Thanks to taking part in the call, Ibrox. Thanks to Bridge, Tushy, the one and only Fox, George Logan, Big Ulster, and of course GFK. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
And a big shout out to my mate Old School Blue for doing the work in the background. Thank you.